Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slaves, serfs, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And the news is starting to filter out that Joe Biden will withdraw as the Democratic candidate sometime this weekend. And the best news, part of that, well, the fact that Biden is quitting the race is great news. But the fact that apparently he's not going to endorse Kamala Harris is even better news. So I think this is fairly convincing and legitimate news that's creeping out right now. So what's going to happen is they wanted to avoid this. DNC wanted to avoid this, but they're going to have to choose a candidate at an open convention sometime in August. So anyway, stay tuned in this weekend. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of drama surrounding this, and apparently 65% of Democratic voters now want Biden to drop out, and he's dropping out. So that's still pretty disturbing that there's 35% of Democrats, probably the lowest common denominator, that are still fervently supporting Biden. Boy, they're going to be severely disappointed. But the writing on the wall came apparently when Democratic polls themselves show that Donald Trump is going to win. As I've mentioned many times, and anybody that's paying attention has mentioned, Donald Trump is going to win by a historic landslide this upcoming election and will be the next president of the United States. He not only is covering all the states one would expect him to do, but he's winning in all the swing states, and he's even winning in a lot of traditional Democratic strongholds. So, as we've been talking about for the last 6 months, if Biden stayed in, he would get utterly crushed and humiliated, and Trump would be triumphant, like I say, by a very historic landslide. So I just wanted to do a short video on that because it's pretty great news. And unfortunately, these 7 candidates that they've trotted out there, people like Gavin Newsom and Governor Whitmer, are all terrible and stand no chance going up against Trump. So they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And as I've also mentioned before, I think Hillary would love to go in there and go toe-to-toe with Trump again because she's got an even bigger ego than Trump does. But she has a lot of baggage, and I don't think she would win against Trump, although she would certainly energize the base, at least temporarily. They've only got a few months to go, so they're not going to really be able to muster anything. And the only other surprise we could expect, their only hope whatsoever, is to convince Michelle Obama to run. So I still fully expect that could be a very strong possibility because it's the only thing they have. There's really nobody else. And then, of course, one of the more amusing sidelines is that all these Democratic senators and House members are coming out calling for Biden to step down, not because they really give a shit about anything other than holding on to their jobs. Because when Trump does get elected, there's a very strong possibility they're going to be cleaning house and that the Republicans will take over the House and Senate too. So all their gravy train jobs are threatened, and that's all they really care about in the end. So here we go. How about that? Goodbye, Joe. I wish I could say it was nice knowing you, but boy, we gave you 4 years to completely destroy the country on the international and domestic fronts. You've completely crushed pretty much the entire poor and working classes in this country. You've alienated the Hispanic and black votes and the young vote, and finally this nightmare is going to be over. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.